Hello, and welcome to Outer Spaces, a podcast dedicated to empowering designers and contractors in the outdoor living space. Through this show, I hope to create a powerful resource for you, someone who is trying to grow their company but might not have all the tools and processes to do so. On Outer Spaces, we're passionate about breaking the chains of small mindsets and helping contractors just like you take control of their businesses and their lives. My name is Joshua Gillow, and through my 25 years of dirt under the nails experience, I look forward to sharing tips, strategies, and other contractor success stories here on the Outer Spaces podcast. Now, let's get on with the show.
Is there closure you never got to have? We'll go around, but you start.
Oh, man. Closure I never got to have. Man, this gets deep very quickly.
Well, I went to level 3, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like me and you will relate on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, my mother, she passed away from cancer. And it was one of those things where it didn't happen very quickly, but I don't feel like I got the kind of closure that I wanted to, because I just kept hoping and praying and wishing that she would get better. And she just got progressively worse and worse and worse. And for anyone that's experienced something similar that I went through, it got a lot faster as it went along. You know, the first couple years, surgery here, chemo here, radiation there. And so you just keep hoping that it'll get better, and you want to push off those conversations, because having closure with somebody with a health issue
means that you have to admit it first.
Yeah, exactly. That there is the possibility that it's not going to get better. And so by the time I was ready to have closure or talk to her, because I do remember my mother had that conversation with her mother before she had passed. And so, but at that point she was so out of it. It was in hospice, and just didn't ever have that closure. Now, not having closure doesn't mean I hold on to it. I think that question could be misleading because it assumes
Negative connotation.
Yeah. But I'm at peace with her passing. I've been at peace for a very long time because I got to be there with her and for her at the end. And she wanted to pass away in our house, around her family, with her children. And she got exactly that. So there was never verbal closure, but I felt like I got to give her the last moments of her life, the last weeks of her life, the way that she wanted it, given everything else. So, but yeah, as far as closure in general, I guess the question asked, closure you never got to have. And I guess there's things we can't predict that are going to happen in our lives. So I guess the only thing that I can take away from that was, if you want to tell somebody something, you fucking tell them. You don't wait around, because we don't get to wait around. And so I guess in that regard, I didn't get closure, but I am at peace with that. So
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Just gonna say it exactly as it is when it's on your heart, because you don't know if you're gonna get tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of my biggest fears. Luckily, my parents are both still alive, but I don't know if it's negative or not, the way I think, but just thinking about it is definitely scary to think of, that one day that they're just not going to be here.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine, and it's scary to think about.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, for me, a closure would be my grandfather. He lived right behind my parents in the red house, and we were very close as kids. You know, he's the guy that taught me how to drive tractors, and hunting. My father was there as well, of course, but Pap was always the guy where he was kind of the cool guy, right? And we had a lot of fun together. He's a truck driver, and there's certain days you didn't want to piss him off, and other days you had a great time with him. Like, you just never knew. But he always had his little wagon and his tractor, and he'd go around. He's so proud of that little tractor, and he'd put stone in it, take it out in the lane, and fix the potholes. And we'd get on this. They used to take telephone poles and they'd cut them in like 8-foot sections and then nail them together like maybe 2-3 feet apart. And as kids, he'd drag them behind the tractor in order to level out the driveway. That was called the drag, right? Or we get on the fields where we planted corn, and we just, as kids, we would sit on and try to hold on to them like some kind of like horse, right? And just like drag along. And sometimes your legs get sucked underneath, and he's like, just hold on. You know what I mean? Like he was just old and gruff, but he had just such love in him. Like you could just see the love in his eyes and everything like that. And then he eventually retired, and you know, he taught me a valuable lesson when he retired, because when he retired, he didn't have a mission anymore, right? The mission of life, where he was a truck driver and then a school bus driver. Then he worked as a janitor at a school, and he always had service in his heart. But when he retired, I'll never forget, he just sat in his garage on a 5-gallon pail and just drink beer. Not all the time, like he wasn't to get drunk or anything, but that was like his thing to do. And he just looked like a man without a mission, without a purpose. And it was only about 2 years later when he died. Right. So I just saw this man, this masculine man that had such an impact in my life, just stop and lose his way, and thinking that retirement was going to be the answer. Right. I finally made it, finally got here. And I'll never forget the visual of him sitting in that garage on his 5-gallon pail, drinking a beer. It's probably skinning wire for beer money. You know what I mean? What he did, he'd burn wire off, take the copper to the recycle place and get enough money for beer cases. They're like, you can afford beer. Why are you doing this? It's like a hobby for him. Like, is that what retirement is about? I'm like, if that's what retirement, I don't ever want to retire. Anyway, but you know, it wasn't too long. He came down on a Sunday morning down to our house, which is only a couple hundred feet away. And I was out talking to him, and he was just a happy guy. And he walked up a couple hundred feet to the house and fell over a massive heart attack right in front of my grandmother. And she came screaming out of the house, and I was working that morning, and I'll never forget it. And came up to the house, and he was on the floor, and tried to revive him, and he was stone dead, you know, and she had to witness that. And then just trying to just comprehend what it was. You know, he's a hero of mine, and just to comprehend that experience and to know there was nothing that could be done. The paramedics could not bring him back. And it was deep. It really, and that's some closure. I wish I could have just gave him a big hug and said that I loved him, because I don't know that I ever did that. I mean, I always felt that I gave him that, but I didn't have the courage to say those words when I was younger, but that's something I wish I could do.
Yeah.
To his face, because they really impacted my life quite significantly. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So my dad died when I was 19. I think everyone knows that here, but I don't even remember the last like memory I had with him. Like, you know, before he died, like I don't remember our last encounter at all. I can tell you that, and I kind of wish I did. Like I don't remember like the last time I said I love you to him. Obviously, like I did, but like all the time. But you know, I don't remember. I never had that closure because it just happened like that, and it wasn't like he was in the hospital because he was sick or anything. It just happened after like one of his workout classes. My mom called me up, and I was at the ninja gym at the time, and yeah, I remember I was going to the hospital. I thought he was going to be fine. And then I got to the hospital. My sister told me he had a massive heart attack, and that was it. Just like that. Never saw him again, you know. And obviously his spirit's still here and his legacy is still here, and I still take all the lessons and everything that I've learned from him. But yeah, I never had that closure. But you know, we still try to. I still try to like talk to him, see if he'll give me signs and stuff like that, and you know, just I still have memories, but I never got that closure. So that definitely hurts. And yeah.
For me, I really haven't. I was talking about this with Zach earlier. I really haven't had anything too traumatic happen to me, especially no one really, really close to me that I haven't gotten closure with. I think my great grandmother passed away, but we kind of knew that was coming for a long time. I'd say the biggest thing for me to have to do with this subject is, like you said, like almost not having the courage to tell the people around you that you love them.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's so hard, but sometimes it just is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what scares me too, is that I don't think I'll ever get to have the relationship that I want before that day comes, unfortunately. I think I will try my best to, and I think it's just from both sides. But that's something that I struggle with a lot with my dad specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, just because he's an old school guy. He was an immigrant, so he came from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very like hard worker, and that's pretty much all he does, just work 24/7.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think I will, but especially now, see my parents just get older. Like I said, it's just a really scary thing to see. So that's kind of where I'm at with the whole topic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something that I've learned over the years, and I call it for me, I call it the 100% brother. So I have an identical twin brother, and him and I used to be thick as thieves growing up. Like, we did everything together. My name's Matt. His name's Mike. We were the M&M twins. We did everything together. We traded classes. We never traded girls, but we were just thick as thieves. And then after our parents passed, we kind of started to go in different directions. And over the last few years, what I've noticed, well, one, I wasn't happy with our relationship. And God forbid anything would happen to him or happen to me. And if it did, I would have such regret about it. But I can't force a relationship. I can't make him do anything, even with our whole past, our whole upbringing, all of that. And what I learned was I can be that brother that I've always wanted to be. I could be that side of the equation. And then not only do I act and say the things that I always wanted to say to him, so I started opening up to him more. I started holding myself up to a higher level of the brother I knew I could be and that I wanted to be, regardless of how he responded to it. And so you had said that you don't know if you're going to ever have that relationship, but if you show up every single day as the 100% son to your father, to your mother, that's all you can do. We talk a lot about energy as well. You put out that energy, you'd be very surprised at what will come back. Just give, give, give. However you view being that amazing son to your parents, be that person every single day. If they reject it, if they are off put by it, don't understand it, it feels uncomfortable, that's fine. That's not you, that's them. But if you show up every single day and give it your all, then you never have to worry about having closure or anything like that, because you're telling them you love them every day. You're hugging them every time you see them and just doing whatever it is you need to do. I think what this question really talks about, you hit the nail on the head. It's not about did you have closure or did you not have closure. It's did you have the courage to love somebody, not connect with them, but love them, because we all talked about our family, our parents. And so closure, I think it's this trite, overused term that assumes there's a perfect ending to anything. And
Yeah, there never is.
if anyone's ever lived life, it's never going to happen that way. So what can we do today in this moment? I wish I did it years ago. I wish I did it 2 years ago. But they say the best time to do something was 2 years ago. The second best time to do it is today.
Yeah.
So just
I
take
think
that.
that's really, really good advice for anybody, especially for myself. I really do take that to heart.
Yeah. Like, just be the best son you can be, the best friend you can be. And if you're showing up every single day like that, it doesn't matter how everybody else acts or reacts. Just know that you are being the best version of yourself you can be every day. And I've done that with my brother, and our relationship has gotten stronger. It's not where I want it to be, but that's not the goal anymore. The goal is, how do I show up as a man to my brother?
Yeah.
It's a really, really good perspective for anybody. I know I've never seen it that way, and that really shifted and just now, like everything, how I see it. So
Yeah, I feel like there's so many crucial conversations that need to be had, but they never do.
Yeah.
So yeah, just you kind of have to just go for it, take that step, and really, go for that crucial conversation, or tell that person you love them. Or I think a lot of people need someone to tell them that they're proud of them.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens enough.
it's true.
You know.
I think that's the equivalent of myself not being able to tell my dad per se, like, I love you, and my dad not be able to tell me that he's proud of me. I think it's the same thing for both, especially for men in general.
Sure.
It's hard to
Absolutely,
do
dude.
that.
I struggle with that. I love my father. He loves me. I know that. That's not a question.
Mm-hmm.
But to say
Exactly.
it chokes me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Same with my brother. I love my brother. But it's only recently since I was like, I love you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looked at me and goes, I love you too. And I'm like, why has it taken almost 40 years to say that? There's like a mutual understanding.
Do you
but
think
what is
it's
it about
part
it?
of your ego at all, or do you think it's more or less just like pride? Or
I don't know what it is. I'm really
Mm.
searching for the emotion that is tied to that. And I don't
Mhm.
have one that locks in.
Yeah, I don't think I say it enough to my family either.
for me, I see it as like I see it almost as like a little kid or girly thing to do. I think that's kind of where it comes from. And as men, we're not supposed to necessarily feel that way, or that's not the stereotypical way to be. It's supposed to, I think that opens up a can of worms that we don't want to let open.
I think there's, I know for me, when I say it, it actually, I get emotional and it chokes me up to say it in the most beautiful way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's my ego trying to protect whatever masculine shield is supposed to be there. Like I'm supposed to be strong or whatever. And to say it, I know triggers that in me. So then I want to stay away from that trigger. So I just, and there's times I'll dodge it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
It opens up that whole can of worms of emotions and of everything else you suppress too that you want to say, but you're not going to.
But why in family? Because I'll say, I love you. I love you. Like, that's not a problem. I say it to my wife, to my kids, but why?
Because it
with
is so
family?
close.
But why father and brother? Like there's just something
Is it
there.
almost like an awkward thing because you haven't said it in so long?
Maybe.
I think it's because it
Yeah.
means so much more is why it's so much harder to say.
I think you're right. But
Because you for us, yes, but obviously it's not the same love for your father, for your son.
Yeah.
So it's so much harder to say. And then once you say that, you're just vulnerable.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. And I'm definitely have to work on that one there because I know I've said it recently, but it's a different emotion that is tied to that. And I need to search deeper into that. Maybe I'll meditate on that one and just figure out what it is that triggers that.
For me, it's just uncomfortableness because of how vulnerable I am, I think.
But
just
again,
being
if we know
uncomfortable.
vulnerability is that there's some form of weaponization of that information, if that is true, then what could be weaponized if you told your father, or in my case, my brother or father, that I love
What do you
them?
mean by that?
You can reject it.
Weaponized by my father?
By anybody, because if it's vulnerability, it means there's a weakness somewhere or something that can be turned against you.
But it doesn't have to be used against you. It could be just rejection. Like
So maybe that's what
he
it
could
is.
Reject his love.
Yeah. So
He
maybe
opens
we're
up-
trying to protect ourselves from rejection, so we don't say it, so that we don't have to face it if it would be true, even though we know it's not.
I think that's it.
I think it's fear of opening yourself up. Like when the first time you and I had met, Joshua and I met at Undisputed Mastery, which is a men's event, kind of similar to MMA type stuff. Anyways, the first exercise that we had to do, so we were paired as Bia's brothers in arms. And the first thing that we had to do, so the quick background, this was a masculine event to really work on our inner wounds that we received as a child and to work through all of that personal development as a man.
They literally like break you down kind of thing. Call you out on all your shit.
You went?
Yeah. Yeah. I went twice actually, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, they break us down physically, they break us down mentally, emotionally. So the first exercise that we had to do was I had to grab you on the shoulders, or was it on the face?
I think it was shoulders.
Shoulders?
Yeah.
I think it was shoulders.
Oh, it was shoulders. So we grab each other on the shoulders, and then we put our foreheads together. So
Oh, I didn't do that.
So a man that I've never met before. I don't know him from Adam.
Straight out of COVID.
Yeah, this was after COVID, I think. Yeah, straight after. Who gives a shit? But anyway.
True.
But yeah, so we have our hands on each other's shoulders and we put our foreheads together. So we're like locked tight together, two men. And then we had to feel each other breathe. So we breathed in and out, in and out. And it felt so weird and awkward and strange because you were
was so
embracing.
intimate.
Yeah, it was very intimate. You're embracing another man, not sexual whatsoever.
Right.
And it was to teach you that men can love and embrace each other and not sexualize it, which is a huge misconception in our modern American culture.
Yeah.
And so the whole time we were talking about not saying I love you to your father or your brother,
Mhm.
or being able to open yourself up intimately like that with another man, it was only until I got much older that I could tell my brother I loved him all the
Mhm.
time. I didn't have that same thing, but other men in my life, friends,
Yeah.
it was very awkward for me to tell. It took me 20 plus years to tell close friends of mine that I love them, or to hug them,
Yeah.
or to embrace them man to man. And so I think for me, that was what I was seeing as a deeper rooted issue, is our modern American culture, not, at least for men, being able to express themselves intimately with one another out of pure love,
Yeah.
not sexuality, pure love for each other.
I know for me, even if I do say it to one of my friends, I almost say it almost like in a joking manner.
It's a different kind of energy.
Love you, bro.
Just to cover,
Yeah.
exactly, just to
Yeah.
like cover my ego almost and like protect myself.
Yeah. I think the rejection thing, I think you nailed that, because that's one of my main saboteurs is rejection.
Mhm.
My deeper fears.
Yeah,
my
as
deepest
well.
fears.
So
I
what
think
did
it's
you guys do?
most
You guys put your foreheads together and you.
We
you had
could
to
do it
feel
right
each
now.
other's
I was
On,
gonna say, maybe a little
over the air,
demonstration might help.
I'm down.
Let's see it.
Oh man.
So yeah, no, it was just like any of the other exercises they had us go through. You go, you put yourself in an uncomfortable position, uncomfortable, whether it's physically, emotionally. And honestly, I feel like our relationship wouldn't be what it is if we didn't do things like that together. Because it was only a minute or two. It wasn't very long, but yeah, it was definitely something that I will never forget.
Yeah. Same here.
You guys have an energy about yourselves that's like very, very similar as well. Like you guys seem like you guys would be best friends. Like,
Yeah, they're both crazy as fuck.
and I don't even know that about them. Like it's just like they just like fit. I feel like
Yeah.
like
They
they're just the
definitely do.
same person, different fonts,
Yeah.
almost like
What's amazing is that 2 years ago we didn't even know of each other.
yeah.
That's the craziest part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the transformation both. I mean, I've kind of seen most of his transformation and your transformation too.
Yeah.
And like 5 years ago, you guys weren't anything like this.
No, not even close.
No, shoot, I don't have my phone on me, but somebody sent me a photo of my bachelor party. It was, we were cooking steaks, and it was really cool because yeah, you can hand it over. We were cooking steaks, and one of our friends brought a flamethrower to the
Flamethrower.
to the bachelor. I'm not even joking. And so we were cooking the steak with the flamethrower. Anyways, they took a picture of me doing it.
Said you're from Kentucky?
And no, hey, this is California.
They allow those out there?
Oh shit! I guess
they were illegal.
Love.
Yeah.
I thought matches were illegal out there.
So, but anyways,
Flint and
long
steel.
story short, yeah, I was looking at the photo and I was like, was that me? Like I couldn't even recognize my own self, and this was only a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, that's the cool thing. You can change pretty quickly. You can change your life to whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't take very long.
Starts with a decision.
What do you guys think? For me, I think that your environment is what changes you the quickest and the most effective, almost.
In what way? When you say environment?
Like your physical environment and who you surround yourself with and where and what you do. I think who is the biggest factor in that, because who you surround yourself with is what kind of makes your environment.
Yep.
So I'd say who.
Yeah, it could also be online too, like the content you consume, the music that you listen to, even the food that you eat. I feel like that's like all part of your environment. But yeah, I think
But
the biggest one
I think
is
that's
the actual people in real life.
because
for
all
sure.
that stuff also affects like who, if you're living with a group of with the guys in a house and it's like, all right, what are we eating for dinner? And it's like, if it's a group of like-minded guys, it's like, yeah, we're gonna eat like steak and like eat good food.
Yeah, you can imagine the difference if I lived with those two or I've lived in like a frat house.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. All right. I have 3 cards. Zach, do you want to pick one blindly?
Oh, these are wild cards too, aren't they?
No, only one was.
Only one. Okay.
When do you feel most like you? Actually, when I'm alone in nature and like I can just be by myself, listen to, the birds flying, the sun on my face, the wind hit my face. I get so clear when I'm by myself and like nothing's around and it's just me out there. It's like I can kind of connect with nature. I feel like I can connect with God more. And I just know myself so much better when I can do that. So yeah, I feel like that's not like super deep one.
No, not
it's
super
a-
deep.
it's
It's
a
a little bit of a lighter note though from
Yeah.
the last one. So when do you feel most like you? For me, it's when I surround myself with people who are very like-minded and I can be myself and just feel comfortable around people. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Who I surround myself with, really.
But what kind of people though? Because there's a bunch of different people.
Like I said, I think it's just people that I feel the most comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like even you guys is probably a good example.
Gotcha.
I would say for me, it's events like this, just in general.
Mm.
I felt like for the longest time, I was just living a life that wasn't mine. I was living a life for other people. What they expected me to do, what they expected me to say, how to act, what I should or shouldn't be doing. And I think the first time I went to a Tony Robbins event, one, I thought it was absolutely insane.
If you did, I'm scared to what I'm gonna think.
Yeah, people jumping up and down. I don't know. It just something with the energy of the people, being able to open yourself up. I guess now that I'm saying that also too, when I go to music concerts, I feel most like myself. I grew up playing drums, played in a few bands, always loved music. My father was huge into music. And that was our biggest way to connect with one another.
Yeah.
And so when I'm at a music concert and I can let loose, or I'm at an event like this where I can let loose, that's when I feel the most like myself, the most alive, the most full of energy. Because when I was married, man, I was not living the way that was being true to myself. So
It's been incredible, your transformation. I met you right when you were deciding whether you're going to stay and you're trying to work it out with your wife.
yeah,
And having to make the very tough decision that it just wasn't going to happen.
I think for me, when I tap into what I was like when I was a kid, like I think as adults, we are groomed to take that kid out of ourselves.
Mm.
And when you can have fun and joke and laugh and be silly,
Yep.
especially when you're around a group of guys like this, like it's
Yeah, that's why it's so cool to spend time with kids. Because you just kind of feed off their energy. You kind of like become more like them a little
And
bit.
they have no insecurities. They're not self-aware.
They'll be
They're
honest with you.
They're just living their best life.
Yeah.
They really are.
That's right.
Somehow that gets pushed out of us.
They don't have that filter.
Yeah. I mean, even for me, when I first came in here and we were just dancing for like the first like 5-10 minutes, there's just a group of like older guys, like my first time here, and Zach, and I was like, all right, this is a little weird. Not 100% what I was expecting.
no drugs either.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like,
No
wow,
drugs, no alcohol.
I saw him, I was like, wow, they're really not playing around. Because I saw you going crazy. I was like, wow, they're really serious about this. So,
Awkward.
but now at the end of the day, like A, I get it, and B, I feel a lot more comfortable and closer with everybody than I could have imagined.
I was thinking, like, what's it going to be like for Jordan to come in? Like, we've already tuned to each other, right? All of our energies
Yeah,
are aligned. And I'm like, he's
exactly.
kind of coming in, not sure what the fuck he's getting into. And then you land
I
at a
had no
time when it
idea.
was a 5-minute just rampage of
It was
music,
like
right?
20.
And you come
It
in
was
the
like
door and I'm
20.
like, let's see what the boy does, right? He comes in, right? And he's like, I just see your eyes like, okay. Like, oh, all right.
It took me. I was
everybody
pretty quick.
takes a day.
I was
You
saying,
went really quick.
I was
Yeah.
pretty
You
quick.
did.
It took me like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
but still, I feel like it was pretty quick. Where I was like, all right, let's just let. I was like, at some point out in my head, I was like, let's just let loose of everything that I'm thinking and just go with the flow.
But how does it feel when you finally just let that go?
That's why I said that's why it feels like that's when it feels like the most to be like myself.
Yeah.
When I'm just can be okay and comfortable.
You got to be crazy in order to let that go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to get up and dance and be nuts and crazy, and everyone's being crazy around you, and you're like, well, okay, if everybody else don't, I'll do it. You know, and pretty
Exactly.
soon that child comes back out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my answer to this question, you know, when do you feel like you the most, is having conversations like this and spending time with men like you guys. You know what I mean? And just having these not even just men, my wife or anybody, just having deep conversations, being in nature, you know, being up in the mountains, just being in the valleys, being in the absolute gloriness of nature.
Yep.
Having that as a combination is like the perfect combination for my soul.
100%.
You know, so people ask, why do you do these events? Why do you think, you know, make all this happen? And I'm like, it's because you guys have no idea how much I get from this.
Yeah.
You have no idea. I probably get 10x of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea. My bucket is just overflowing the entire time, and I can't wait for the next one.
Yep.
I'm already excited for the next one. You know what I mean? And I'm like, because it's just something that just aligns directly with your soul.
That's the one thing I know that I never really wanted to work in normal jobs, the monotony of life, and never really like just working in not necessarily an office. So I think that's the example a lot of people use, but even working in like a fun environment for like a regular job, it's still like let's say a hand-on blue-collar job, like you still like really don't like get that like soul feeding energy from anywhere. Like it's just kind of draining your soul at that point.
It depends on what you're doing, of course.
Yeah.
But,
and if it aligns with you or not.
correct.
Yeah.
It's
But for
important.
me, it really just nothing like that did.
Yeah.
That's why I love doing videos and videography and learning about people and doing all of that and traveling and everything.
Yeah, the thing about our job is like it's different every single time.
Exactly.
It's a different story. It's
Different
a different
people.
location.
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
shooting different stuff.
That's
different
literally
people.
my dream life too, is like
Yeah.
doing that every weekend. Like
Get to sit down with people like this. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I tried to explain to my girlfriend what the event was, and I was like, you know, sometimes there's just things you just gotta, they might sound a little weird to people, but you just gotta trust yourself and just go for it. And like you said, at the end of everything, you'll get some sort of experience out of it.
You got 100% chance of learning something.
Yeah.
And you just got introduced to it. Like I feel like you don't really get it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you've only been here today.
I mean, I got
And this-
thrown in a pretty, pretty uncomfortable, wacky time.
No, sure.
I definitely don't understand everything, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I knew I had to take the chance of come and be like, see what it's all about.
Like UPW is like the perfect one to start with.
Yeah.
Because this is more of like a specialized thing. And then like Mission Mindset Adventure, like his event, like that you'll get so much more out of that. I guarantee it.
Yeah. I'm glad you're coming along. Fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a game changer for you.
You
You're gonna
think?
realize, you're gonna become more aware of who
I feel
you
like
are.
Zach's more excited to see how I'm going to be than I am.
Yeah.
He has plans.
Zach's playing something special for me. He's like, hey, we're going this way.
Get out the dry ice. Oh, goodness.
Did you answer that one?
Yep. Everyone
Okay.
did. Everyone did.
I gotta piss like a racehorse right now.
That's right.
How about you do that
I'll
and
keep
we'll.
it. Yeah, I'll keep it running.
Sounds
Or
good.
do you want
We don't want you
pause it?
pissing yourself.
We'll go to commercial break real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
good.
All right, now you guys show us.
Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and just had that feeling that somebody probed you? Well, if you have, for 4 installments of $49.99,
Not 3.
hire your own personal bodyguard.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
What's the bonus? Please tell us, Ace. We all want to know.
The bonus is
it comes with the probe.
If the bodyguard falls asleep and it still happens, you'll have the cream.
You give our special anti-probe device.
Can you explain how the cream works?
Scientifically,
Hold on. So
it creates a web,
Oh, okay.
a thick web.
well, I just had a memory, not not anything to do
So this
with being
you've already
probed.
beta tested this new
No.
product?
This
Have you
reminded
been
me.
getting probed by
No,
something?
this reminded me of a
by a thick web?
This reminded me of a
Have you been dating Superman?
no.
Or
This reminded me of a practical joke.
Okay.
All right. So what do you
I
do?
have a good one.
What you do is if you're having somebody sleep over or something like that, they go to bed or whatever. You go into the bathroom, you lift up the lid and the seat and all that, and you put saran wrap around the toilet,
Yeah.
and then you put the seat back on. You can probably keep the cover up. And so in the middle of the night when they go, whether they keep the seat down or put the seat up, usually someone's going to pee standing up, right? Or if they sit down, well, I guess it's even
Rest
even
in
worse.
peace.
But yeah, that works pretty good because
Yeah,
someone's a little too tired in the middle of the night to know that they're gonna pee on some saran wrap and it's gonna go everywhere.
I gotta ask, did we just ditch the event?
Yes.
I think so.
I don't think we ditched it. I think we enhanced it.
I think we're also learning a lot more here than anywhere.
I'm having a hell of a good time here.
So
For sure.
a blind man walks into a bar,
Okay.
and then he walks into a chair, and then he walks into a table,
Mhm.
and then he walks into another chair. The end.
He doesn't say ouch.
I thought you were gonna ask a question.
That was my dad
No, that
joke.
was it.
Okay.
Blind man walks to the bar, says ouch.
Right. One more.
Go for it.
Yeah, let's roll.
Okay.
We have about 10 minutes left on the cameras.
All right.
If which one do you think? Or should I pick another one? I'm not too confident in this.
Oh shit.
More than 10 minutes.
If you
I guess we gotta do that one then, huh? Since you said it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
We're gonna talk about aliens at all?
Mine.
UFOs. No.
Here you go. I'll let you read it.
All right, cool.
We should do one about AI soon though.
Ooh. Hold on, what level is this? This is like
This is
13.
level 3. Yeah,
This is level 1.
level 13. So since I get to read it, I don't get to answer first.
No, you do not. You get to choose.
All right. Joshua,
Yes, sir.
was suicide ever a thought? Question mark.
Question mark. Was suicide ever a thought? I can honestly say no. I've never thought about that. Now, have I ever thought driving along the road being like, I wonder what it'd be like to kind of veer off and hit something? Like what that would feel like? I can say that's true,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be to end it. It would be just for an experience.
Yeah.
It could be like,
I've
man,
had that thought a million times.
Yeah.
Like, what
What would happen if I just hit that guardrail or that fucking pole? Could I
Yeah.
take it out
if
completely?
I just go over this bridge really quick?
yeah, what if
See
what if I
happens?
just went off that cliff? Could I
Yeah.
make it?
Yeah.
But no, not.
Will the car fly?
Yeah, I see them on TV. They do it all the time. No, but other than that, no, I've never considered it. No, honestly.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Really?
Yeah, no, really. Yeah. I mean, kind of what Josh said about or even cliff jumping. I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
I honestly thought everybody did. I definitely have. I think there's levels to it. And I talked to a therapist just because I have some ADHD or whatever. So I talked to one. I went to 2 or 3 sessions, and she asked me that. She asked me about it, and I was like, yeah, I never really thought about actually doing it, but I thought about what it would be like what it would look like, who it would affect, and all of the thoughts kind of around it. But I never thought about actually doing it. As much as I did, I knew I would never do it, but I always thought about it.
Mm.
So,
What I love about you, Jordan, already is the fact that you just came into this group only a few hours ago, learned how to jump pretty quickly, and you just dive in full force, dude. does anybody else feel like he's holding back? Because I don't feel like he's holding back. And it takes, that's really amazing.
I appreciate it.
I'm not joking. I'm serious
Yeah.
that you're willing to just open up to complete strangers. You know, Zach,
Yeah.
you kind of know me a little bit.
Yeah.
Complete strangers.
I
But
only
you're
met
willing.
Zach like a couple months ago.
That's my point, though, dude. That shows a very strong conviction in yourself that you're confident enough to do that and say that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's also the environment. Like, I feel very comfortable here. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
it's just the headphones hearing myself talk,
I
you
think
know?
it is. Yeah. It do make you look quite manly.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn,
It
Sam.
my
is your
turn.
turn.
Was suicide ever a thought? For me, it was a thought. And it's been a thought recently. I wouldn't say in the past couple weeks, but definitely in the past couple months. I always like to use the example or the analogy of, usually where somebody ends up, whether they end up homeless or something like that. It just doesn't happen one day, right? The same thing I believe is happens with suicide. They call it a sickness. People are be like, why is that person so selfish? They left behind a family. They left behind their friends, their loved ones. I had a cousin who she killed herself, and her kids found her in the bathroom. And just such a tragic story. And when I think back on my interactions with her, the months leading up to it, the years actually leading up to it, there was a lot of negativity in her life, a lot of head trash, a lot of just disempowering beliefs, and just very negative energy. And so I'm not afraid to tell people that I've thought about it before, because that's all it was. It was just a thought. And I also knew at that time that if I kept entertaining that thought and going back to that thought and giving that thought energy, that it would take me to a place that I knew I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And so there were more fleeting thoughts.
Yep.
And, like you had said, like the curiosity, like what if?
Yeah.
And you imagine it.
Exactly.
I imagined
the
it.
whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, is it a thought or was it ever an option?
For me, it was just a thought.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew in my heart of hearts that wasn't the answer, that wasn't an option, no matter how hard life got.
Mhm.
But at sometimes, when you go through a lot and you're continuing to live in that narrative day in and day out, and I think isolating yourself is a big component of it as well. When we're not around people that we love, that love us, where we can be ourselves, where we can express ourselves, it's just those thoughts can creep up out of nowhere. What's the worst form of punishment that they have in prison? It's
Solitary confinement.
exactly.
Mhm.
They separate. Oh, shit, sorry about that. They separate people, prisoners, from everybody else. And there's been studies on that and what it does to you neurologically. There's a chemical called tachykinin that's produced in your brain and in your body that literally gives those kinds of thoughts, lots of negativity. It just floods your body with negative chemicals, depression, things like that. And so social isolation is a huge thing. And when I look back on when I was thinking about it, there was just a lot of things going on in my life as far as the divorce, the financial stress that I was going through, and I was isolating myself. I didn't even realize that was becoming a habit in my life. I would work, I wouldn't be around a lot of people while I was working. Then I'd go home. Yeah, I had my dog, which was good, but it's not a human. I can have only so many conversations with my dog before even I know I'm crazy at that point. But it had been a thought here and there, but
I could definitely relate to what you said about it being one of those things where like if you entertain it, you can see like it's just something you don't want to entertain. Just because like you can see it. Like for me, it never got to like an option, like Zach said, but it's just like something that I definitely like. I'm an overthinker to begin with, so I already think about everything that can possibly happen in like a millisecond. So for that, I feel like it was just kind of very much part of that, where it was like, and it was never really scared me, or it was never really like, oh, there's a chance I'm gonna do this, but it was very vivid, like this is what it would look like not as in like this is what I want to do, because I knew at the end of the day I didn't want to, but it was just like this is what it would take, this is what it looks like, this is what it would do to other people, like all of those different things. And I think that's just part of also my brain just overthinking.
Yeah, well, I work for a nonprofit that fights against sex trafficking. And what I've learned from the men that have founded it and started it, that have studied people who are involved with the sex trafficking, as far as the people who partake in that, they're the ones that are buying the children or molesting the children or whatever. What I learned from them is it doesn't start there. It starts looking up pornography on the internet, just regular pornography. This stuff is fine. And then it goes deeper, because that thrill, that adrenaline rush, that dopamine hit that they got from just starting out at pornography starts to wear off like any other drug. Then they got to go deeper. They got to go more. They got to make it more real. And so then they start watching rough pornography or possibly child pornography. And then they have to take it to the next level. They go on these chat rooms and start talking to children, or go on Facebook or what have you, and start talking to minors. They get off on that. And so it's a natural progression of a sickness. And suicide is the same way. You start doing things like isolating yourself and then toying around with the idea. A lot of people that jump off bridges, things like that actually end up living, end up regretting that it got that far.
The second after, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right when they jump. And thankfully, some of them do live. And it's like they get snapped out of that spell once they realize the implications of how far they went. And that's why when people say it's a sickness, I agree with that 100%. But whatever you're doing in life, whatever road you're going down, understand that you can stop at any point. You just have to be conscious of what's going on. Like what they say, the easiest way to stop digging a hole for yourself is to stop digging.
Yep.
And yeah, it's the same thing though, like telling people you love them, but also at the same time, like, they talk about all these shooters with school shootings. We've had a couple hundred of them already this year. We're not even halfway through the year. I think it's over 200 right now.
In this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just in 2023. It's not only telling the people you love that you love them, but telling people that you notice that you think might be acting strange, like just showing people love. Like a lot of these stories you hear about people changing their lives around, or they were thinking of suicide, or they were thinking of shooting up a school or something like that. You can feel that energy. Mm-hmm. And there's so many stories out there of someone saying, I was about to, we've heard these stories. I was about to kill myself. I was about to throw those pills into my mouth. And I got a call from a loved one, and they just said they love me out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And I think it's those moments, you had mentioned this at the beginning of the show, that you feel that compelled, you feel that energy that you need to say something. But I feel like so many of us are scared to say whatever we feel like we need to say.
It's like here, it's like stuck in your throat. Like you want to say it, it's just like.
I really feel that's God just telling you, like, hey, bro, step up. Step up. It's time to say something. But we just feel it, and then we get fearful, or we get
Do you believe in God?
yeah, 100%, 100%, and yeah, it's
Was that recent, or have you always?
oh, for me, no, I grew up not believing in. Well, I've always believed in God, but not in religion or anything like that.
How about you guys?
Yeah, I grew up Lutheran, believing in God. There was times when in my 20s when I kind of skated away and still kind of kept the idea of God in place, but was definitely more, agnostic throughout. And recently have fully spun that back around and become closer than I've ever been.
How about you?
Yeah, I grew up Christian, like went to Bible school and stuff like that. And then we kind of drifted away. I would say like 18, 19, maybe 20. I kind of,
Not long though until you.
yeah, 18, 19, 20. I was like, I don't really know. I don't know what I believe. I'm kind of skeptical. And then, recently, last couple of years, I've definitely dug into like Christianity and really just spirituality in general. Just like the power of the universe, power of God, like how like almost like God is like a part of all of us. Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
So you guys have never had like any sort of thoughts at all about this, where it was like even crossed your mind? Either you or Zach.
Like as far as
Well, I mean,
Anything around it, either wanting to do it or thinking about it or what
yeah,
it
I mean,
looked like,
it's
or-
probably like maybe it was like a thought, but it wasn't. I was never an option.
it was like
that's for
real
sure.
quick in and out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was like an imagination kind of thing, but yeah, I had never a thought to like ever take action on it. Absolutely not. No.
Mhm.
yeah,
I just wonder if it had any ties to your faith as well. That's why I asked him if if he was
it
growing up.
It could. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say, like, when driving down the road, like, what would this feel like? What would it feel like to die? Like,
Yeah.
those kinds of thoughts.
Mhm.
But I've never had it where I thought, okay, I'm going to go.
To put to put yourself out of
Never
pain.
gave up.
Yeah, I guess it was, I guess that the word suicide is what's throwing me off here, because if it's, have you ever thought about dying?
What's the
Well, yeah,
intent?
I've thought about that. What does it feel like? What is it
Yeah.
like afterward? Like if I someone who shot me, what would that be like? Or if I fell off a bridge or whatever, or
Yeah.
a cliff, what would that be like?
But you never
but
thought
never-
about doing it yourself.
Never
on
doing it
purpose.
purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just never been
Yeah.
even a thought.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You gotta check the cameras.
Yeah, they're probably off.
I
It's like an
figured.
hour ago.
Yeah.
Any more commercial breaks? All right,
That's
cool.
fine.
All right. Well, this has been an excellent conversation, guys.
Told you can't waste any time.
That's right, dude. We just got to get in here and get it done.
Yeah.
This was good, guys. I
It was.
appreciate it.
No, this was like very, very impactful.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
I love these cards, Zach. Great idea.
Yeah.
Love
You
'em.
only get through a couple of them, but they
That's-
do a job.
They do it. They
Just
do.
gotta go to level 3 right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't fuck around.
We only got 40% battery. We're going to 3.
Exactly.
Is there a higher level?
No.
There's wild cards that tell you to like actually do things.
Like what?
I guess this isn't one of them.
Get a probe.
Like you call somebody, call somebody up or
We have
something.
a solution for that, don't we, Ace?
We got to end this podcast on a high note, though.
Yeah,
we hit
yeah.
some pretty heavy subjects.
We did.
Everyone, what's your funniest joke?
Oh shit! I'm not
Man.
I'll start. How about that?
Please, dude.
All right.
Go
What's
that way.
what's red and looks like a bucket?
Red bucket.
Red bucket.
Oh shit!
What's
All
what's brown and sticky?
Poop.
Stick.
right. All right, Zach, what you got?
I have no jokes, man.
I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna straight.
I should have like a list of dad jokes, but I can only do them when I'm embarrassing my kids.
Yeah,
Mm.
I really got nothing, man. I'm blank right now.
I feel like I said my only joke already.
Yeah. All right. So this is bad. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dwayne.
Dwayne who?
Dwayne the bathtub, I'm drowning. I told you it's bad. That's
Knock knock jokes are pretty amazing,
They are
though.
pretty good, yeah. Yeah. All right. We peacing out?
I think so. Do you want to sign us off?
Okay, sure. Guys, this has been incredible. I always love having deep conversation, especially conversation that I know once it gets out into the world that it's going to have impact on somebody. Somebody's going to listen. Somebody's going to say, you know what? I'm just going to try for one more day. Right? Just going to try for one more day.
You know what I love about podcasts real quick?
What's that?
This shit is going to hit the internet and be live forever. And so many people are so scared to have anything about themselves personally, about them being vulnerable, because it can have backlash.
Yeah, this is something I would never like just record in my camera and be like, hey, this is how I feel. But like, I feel so like I would say anything. Like,
I think we live in an age where people are scared of being canceled, whatever that bullshit cancel culture is.
Yeah.
And you know what? I say bring it on, motherfuckers, because I'm going to fucking eat you for lunch if you come after me and the ones I love, because being real and talking about what you truly believe, and not in a bullshit fake way. There's so many heads out there, even in the podcast realm, but being true to yourself, true to the audience, so that they can relate, because that's all this really is about, is connecting with people.
Yeah.
So if you don't like something I say, fucking tell me, because I'll go to battle with you every single fucking day.
There's in this world today, there's not enough real conversation. It's all about Instagram and looking Insta famous and everything's fucking perfect. But the reality is there's so much suffering that's going on out there because of this bullshit that they're calling reality, that more groups of men like this need to sit down and have conversation. And if we did, as we are,
100%.
and we'll continue to do, just think of the impact it'll have on the world, and not us doing stuff. It's the
before
spoken
AI
word.
takes over.
Yeah, exactly. Then you don't know if it's real or not. But my point is that's how we change the world, gentlemen, is by being the models.
Yep.
It's about being real. It's about being honest and vulnerable. It's about saying the things that nobody else will say, because we know just from this conversation today how many doors were opened in conversations. Like, I've never had a conversation about suicide before. Never. And I just like, and how many out there are contemplating on a daily basis, just one day at a time. Right? And these conversations need to happen. Absolutely. And I'm just so blessed that we have this opportunity to just share ideas with the world, and hopefully they impact and empower just one person.
One podcast at a time.
Every day. So, gentlemen, Ace, Jordan, Zach, appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for this time.
Love you too, man.